This is a very bad pack to start. The blue cards are both quite weak. There's no good fetch lands. The only fetchable land is Stomping Ground, which is one of the weaker ones. Not even any particularly good aggro cards. Wheel of Fortune is good in some decks. Craterhoof Behemoth is the best card in mono green. Kolaghan's Command is quite strong. But it is a very, very weak pack. I think it's between Kolaghan's Command and Stomping Ground. And I'm leaning towards the Kolaghan's Command. This is a very, very good interactive spell. Dealing with artifacts is extremely powerful in this format. But taking a non-blue multicolored card first pick is a little bit risky. Okay, what do we have now? We have a Jund land and a red-white-black land. So 2 lands that could help us to cast Kolaghan's Command. And 2 very good blue cards. Those are the main things that I'm looking at here. Sword Plowshares is also quite strong. There's also Blackleaf Cliffs, but these 2 lands are definitely both going to be better for us. I think it is between these 2 lands, so the question is, would we rather be able to splash green or splash white in our black-red deck? That's close, and it's hard to say without knowing how the draft is going to develop. I think I like the idea of having green slightly more. White gives us access to removal, but with black and red, we already have good access to removal. And green gives us a little bit better threats. It also gives us Wrenn and 6. Yeah, very close pick, but I think I'm going to take the Jund land here. Okay. Now we have Assassin's Trophy as a decent Jund card. Also Halana and Elena. But these cards are just not that good. Kiki Jiki's solid. Then there's Memory Deluge. Memory Deluge is very good if we want to play blue, but it doesn't really go with what we have right now. We could just take the Halana and try and wheel Assassin's Trophy and just go full Jund. This card is decent. It's actually pretty good in a creature-heavy deck. It gives all your creatures haste. It buffs them up a lot. You need to have a creature down when you play it. But it plays somewhat well with Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, we'll try it out. I don't know if this is necessarily the optimal pick. Probably we're just supposed to take Memory Deluge and go blue, but this is a really solid start for a Jund deck, and I just have a soft spot for Jund, so I'm gonna do it here. Now, of course, we get Fractured Identity, which is just so good that I honestly think I'm going to take it here. Maelstrom Pulse is decent, Underground Sea, Sylvan Caryatid, but Fractured Identity is just that good. So at this point, I think I'm kind of leaning towards trying to go full 5 color, but you just can't pass this card. Given how the draft is developed, I sort of wish that I had taken, the land pick was still fine, but over the lap, we should have taken Memory Deluge. I guess we could have gone like Kolaghan's Command into Fact or Fiction, into Memory Deluge, into Fractured Identity. That would be pretty solid, but I'm not going to pass a 4th pick Fractured Identity. This card should never, ever be going that late. Okay, now there's a Witherbloom Command if we want to be Jundy. There's Godless Shrine if we want to have really, really aggressive mana. Inferno Titan's a pretty good top-end piece, so is Grave Titan. But yeah, let's take the Godless Shrine. Try and go potentially full 5 color here. Witherbloom Command would be not bad on the wheel, but I think if we want to play Fractured Identity, I mean, we could just give up on the Fractured Identity and take the Witherbloom Command, which is pretty good. But I think it's worth it to take the fetchable land here. Yeah, let's take this. Okay, now we can take a Celestial Colonnade or a Cultivate. Actually, Cultivate looks pretty good here. Yeah, this helps us to fix our lands a lot. We'll take the Cultivate. Now we could take Garruk as a way to ramp, although it's a little bit hard to cast. Lurrus doesn't look great. I think I'm just going to take Sunbaked Canyon here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, so now we have a nice fetchable Triome, but there's also a Wooded Foothills, which I guess right now only gets Jund colors. It doesn't get black or white. Or sorry, it doesn't get blue or white. I think we should still probably take it, though. We're going to get a lot of fetchable lands, probably, and fetch lands are in a little bit higher demand in general. Close pick, though, but I think that Wooded Foothills is the right move. Okay, Stomping Ground came around. Probably worth taking it here. We do already have a fetchable red-green land, but Horizon Canopy, I don't have too many of this sort of land, and you just want to have as many fetchable lands as possible, so we'll take that. Triumph came around. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Now, we don't really have much that we want here. Um, I think I'm just gonna take Voltaic Visionaire. I guess this is decent against some control decks. These two, it's close between these two, but I'll take the Skyclave Shade. All right, so sort of weird deck here. Halana is honestly looking pretty bad. Right now, we basically just have a very versatile set of lands, some fixing, and then a couple very powerful card advantage spells that also interact. Halana may or may not make the cut. We'll see. Waterlogged Grove versus Maelstrom Pulse. I think at this point we take the Pulse. We have a lot of lands. I mean, I wouldn't mind playing the Waterlogged Grove as well, but Maelstrom Pulse is very good interaction. We'll take that. Now we can take Inferno Titan. Lion Sash is going to be pretty hard to play. In this deck, we're not going to have that much white mana. Gilded, I guess I'll take Porcelain Legionnaire, actually. Pretty good blocker against aggressive decks. And last pick, Augur of Autumn. Okay. So we're sort of all over the place here, but we have some really powerful cards. There's Wrenn and 6. So what I would love to do is take Arid Mesa and wheel Wrenn and 6, but I think we just have to take the Wrenn. This is so important. We already have... Wrenn and 6 is decent with Triomes, and very good with Sunbaked Canyon, very good with fetch lands. I think it's just too risky to pass this. There's a good chance it would come around, especially since we got the late Stomping Ground, but Wrenn and 6 is going to be probably the best card for us. And now that we have the Wrenn, we're going to take any fetch land over pretty much any other spell. Utopia Sprawl would also be pretty good, and so would Nurturing Peatland, but let's take the Wrenn. Okay, no fetch lands. Could take Mana Leak. Mana Leak is definitely the best card here. Could be a little bit tough to cast, since we don't have many blue cards right now. We're basically just Jund splashing Fractured Identity. But Mana Leak is so much better than Burst Lightning or whatever else we would take here that I think it is worth taking. Okay, now there's a Life from the Loam. That's kind of interesting. Also, Crucible of Worlds, Mystic Confluence. More decent lands. Escape to the Wilds is good too. I think we might just want to take the Glen, though. Glen is very good with Halana and Elena. That's a hard or soft lock. You can just have Glen Elendra available all the time. Yeah, I think I like taking the Glen here. Nice. Fetch land. That's great. I would love to get Rafine's Tower as well. But Flooded Strand can get... it actually cannot get our Jund Triome. Oh, no, yeah. But it can't get Jund Triome, but it can fetch this. So it can get red, white, black. It can get a basic island. Can't get green yet, but it probably will be able to get there at some point. Pretty easy. Fetch land. I'm very happy about that. Okay, no fetch land here, but a couple of very good gold cards. And Silent Clearing. Chrome Mox is also solid, but I think we just want to take Leovold. Leovold is extremely powerful in decks that can cast it. And now we get a Plateau. Plateau helps the mana a bit. We could also take Night of Autumn. But I think I like taking the Plateau. Yeah, we'll go with that. We really want to have good mana here. This is an extremely greedy mana base, and we don't want to lose games to just drawing too many basics. How good is Halana in this deck? Very good with the Glen. Okay with Leovold. Not really necessary with Inferno Titan. So far this card isn't looking great. I guess giving Inferno Titan haste is kind of game ending. But that's a little bit win more. I would like to avoid having any cards that cost 2 of one color, especially at least early on in the curve. Inferno Titan is fine, but I don't want to have things like Augur of Autumn because with all these fetchable lands, we just want to be able to go like, this plus a blue-white land or something and make all of the colors that way. Our curve is a little bit light at the 1 and 2 drop slots, so hopefully we can get a couple cheap spells here. Also, hopefully we can get some better access to blue mana. Right now, we have no fetchable blue lands, just this one Flooded Strand to get a basic island. A fetchable blue Triome would go a long way. We could have gone pure Jund here and had more consistent mana, but the power level would just be so much lower. And there would be certain types of interaction we would completely lose. Interesting. Kaito Shizuki is solid, but Wasteland is very good with Ren and 6. I think it is probably worth it to take the Wasteland here. Especially because this isn't the best Kaito deck. Yeah, I'll take the Wasteland. That's right, we're playing 5-color Wasteland. Okay. Lava Claw Reaches is kind of bad fixing. Hunmaster is decent, but I think I'd rather have the cheaper interaction. So let's take the Lightning Helix, I think. Sort of funny to be playing Leovold and Lightning Helix in the same deck, and depending on how the final mana looks, that may not be feasible, but hopefully we can make it work. Right now, our only white card, like Lightning Helix is cuttable. The only white card we really want is Fractured Identity. Okay, Arid Mesa did get taken. No surprise there. We could take Nurturing Peatland. I don't think Olivia is very good. Elspeth is fine. Walking Ballista is actually quite good. I guess the question is how many lands do we need? Because I would like to play at least a few basics for this Cultivate. Nurturing Peatland is good with Ren and 6, but we already have a decent number of other cards that are good with Ren. I kind of think I'd rather just have the Walking Ballista as a cheap interactive spell. Yeah, we'll take this. I like Walking Ballista a lot. Alright, we're not really an Ancestral Vision deck. I think I'm going to take the Geist of St. Traft for the board. Escape to the Wild is actually quite good here. Yeah, let's definitely take this. Takenuma is not amazing. Take the Escape. Pest Infestation is actually a card I like a lot. Yeah, I'll take this just as a solid interactive spell. Now we get Silent Clearing. Good late pickup. Knight of Autumn, another card we want to play. And last pick, Soulfire. Okay. A lot of Mardu lands here. Hopefully we can get that blue fetchable land and at least one more fetch. Well, we have a Mox. There's also a Niv Mizzet. This is a good Niv Mizzet deck, but I honestly think we have to take the Volcanic Island here. It's close. Mox Emerald is obviously great. But this solidifies the mana so much. Like, oh, but I guess we have we are probably heaviest green. Yeah, I guess we should probably just take the Mox. Take the Mox, try and wheel Niv. It's close. But yeah, I'll take this. We just have so many 2s and 3s, and playing them on like playing a 3-drop on turn 2 is way better. Okay. Sultai, fetchable land, Watery Grave, Mox Diamond. Mox Diamond is really, really good in this deck. We probably should just take that. It fixes our mana very well. Yeah, let's take the Mox Diamond. Now this deck is looking a lot less clunky. And we even have the potential to go like turn 1 Leovold or something like that. Okay, there's a Tundra. There's a Preordain. But I think we want to take the Tundra. Right now, it actually doesn't help us that much because we can already... Like, Flood of Shrine already gets blue and Wooded Foothills doesn't. But blue-white is... Like, we just don't have that good access to blue-white mana, and I think this will help us a lot. Preordain's a little bit too sketchy. Nothing else here is that great. We do have Soulfire Grandmaster in the board to pair with the Time Warp, but that's a little bit too narrow. Let's just take the blue land. Really looking for one more fetch land. I think we just want to take Daretti here. This card is very strong. Yeah, we'll just go with that. It deals with artifacts. It deals with creatures. Wormcoil is solid. Relic is a good sideboard card. Fury, I think Fury... I haven't played with this in this format, but I think it will be quite good. But I'm still going to take the Daretti here and maybe wheel the Fury. Interesting. There's a few options here. Boseiju is great. It's good with Ren and 6, and just a good card on its own. Bribery is broken. It's the most powerful card here. But it is double blue. Dismember is good, cheap interaction, because we don't have that many ways to kill creatures, and we can play it regardless of what color mana we have. And then Manamorphose fixes our mana. What do we have for other ways to kill creatures? Lightning Helix, Kolaghan's Command, Maelstrom Pulse. That's a little bit thin. But Manamorphose will add a lot of consistency. And Bribery adds power level. Wow, really close pick. Reclamation Sage is also good, but I don't think we need that here. I think I'm actually going to take the Bribery. It's not synergistic with what we have at all, but it's just that good. Yeah, I think that every time we cast this, we'll almost definitely win immediately. So I think that is the pick, but it's close. Now there's Seasoned Pyromancer, which I like a lot. Gruul Signet is fine. This is a bit hard to cast, but I think I'm going to take it. Yeah, we'll take the Pyro. Omnath. All right, that's pretty sweet. Let's take that. Okay, very strange deck. We have a lot of ways to kill artifacts and enchantments, which I like. Ooh, a late Golos. That's pretty sweet. We'll definitely take that. Good 5-color payoff. So we might have too many ways to kill artifacts and enchantments. That's normally not the case in this format, but Pest Infestation, Knight of Autumn, Maelstrom Pulse, Kolaghan's Command, and Daretti. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to pass this Niv. Let's cut that, maybe move that to the board. Nice. Okay, got some good wheels. We can take Zagoth Triome, which means that Wooded Foothills can get blue. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Late Taiga. I think it's going to be worth it to play this. We already have Stomping Ground, but it just makes our mana more consistent. Hexdrinker, solid card. Actually, maybe even worth playing in the main deck. So I think playing 17 lands and these 2 Moxen is probably where we want to be for this sort of deck. None of these cards are playable for us. So we could play one more spell. Probably just Bribery. Mirari's Wake is interesting, but I think it's a little bit too narrow. Although maybe double blue is just going to be impossible to assemble. Let's see how the mana base looks. We need to add at least one. Okay, if we did just one of each, that gives us 18 lands. So this would be 20 mana sources. That is a lot, but a lot of our mana sources cycle. So if we cut the Bribery and just bring it in against decks where it's completely game ending. Or maybe we cut Hexdrinker and play the Bribery. No, Hexdrinker is cheaper and easier to cast. So let's sort by color. Oh man, this is going to be tough. Okay, for blue cards. Six blue cards. 9 red cards. 11 green cards. Just a few white, or I guess 5 white, and then 5 black. Okay, so we are heaviest. We actually have a surprising amount of blue. We have a lot of blue, green, and red, and then black and white are smaller splashes. So for red sources, we have 1. This is not a red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's solid. For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is pretty low. I guess 6 with the Mox Diamond. Cultivate helps though too, and we don't have that many early game blue cards, so I think this could be fine for blue. One more would probably be a bit better, but it's not super necessary. For green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's plenty. We could probably maybe even cut the forest. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's solidly more than we need. I think we can cut the swamp. It makes cultivate worse, but I think that's okay. And then for white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That also seems more than we need. So I think we can cut this, add 2 more islands, and then we could play bribery. Yeah, let's do that and cut. Maybe we just cut the cultivate. It does help us to fix our mana, but our mana is actually not too bad already. And I guess it lets us play Niv Mizzet, though, very consistently. We could also go 17 lands and have 19 mana sources. Yeah, I think we're going to run like this. There will be some games where our mana color situation gives us trouble, but I think this is still a good way to build it. Although I guess maybe we don't need the cultivate because I do want to play a high land count. If we're playing a bunch of tapped lands, a bunch of lands that can cycle to draw cards. Really close. I'm going to go to this, but I can see arguments for the other. This means that if we ever have one green source and a cultivate, we can really fix our mana, have Temur colors for sure, and that lets us cast most of our deck. Yeah, I think this is how we're going to build it. It's very close. A lot of different ways that are interesting. But I think this is the best way to run it. This deck looks sweet. High variance. We'll lose some games to not having the right colors, but we'll have some really sweet games as well. I'm very excited to see how it goes. I'll see you in round 1. Alright, we have our opponent for round 1. Playing 5-color nonsense and hoping to draw the right lands. I just want to draw Fetch Land, Mox Diamond, Mox Emerald every game. And then we just go turn 1 Ren, off of our Moxen, and just fetch tapped lands every single turn. Uh-oh. Our opponent was afraid. Okay, see you soon. Alright, hopefully this opponent is not a coward. Nice. We're on the play, too, against Poser Tom with a good hand. Very good hand, actually. We have all our colors. We have double red. This is kind of a ridiculously good mana situation for this deck. Turn 1, Triumph. Turn 2, Taiga Manalik. Turn 3, Duretti. With Golos waiting in the wings. One slight downside of the Golos in this deck, because we don't have any value lands. No Sheldock Isle. I guess we could Golos for Wasteland. But primarily, he's just there to put a land into play and let us do some sweet things. Okay, Mox Diamond's not a very good draw. We're just going to discard that to Seasoned Pyromancer, almost definitely. Alright, let's Mana Leak this. Then untap and Duretti. This was a pretty good draw because we're going to play 5-drop next turn, or 3-drop next turn either way. I guess we could just jam Golos if we draw an untapped land. Rakdos Signet. Okay, we can just kill that with Duretti. Okay, so do we want to... We're definitely going to kill this with Duretti. The question is, do we want to play Seasoned Pyromancer this turn or hold off or play Golos? I guess it's probably better to just play Golos. So we can go land, Mox Diamond pitching our Triome, jam the Golos. We don't have any white mana right now. So let's get a white source. Do we want to get a land that we can sacrifice or just get a land that will stay in play? I think we should get Godless Shrine here. Actually, no, we only have one blue source. Mox Diamond does fix our mana. We could even just get Wasteland. Actually, I think that's best. Yeah, let's get Wasteland and pass. We have all our colors either way. Time Walk. Good card, but not that effective here. Toxic Deluge to kill the Golos. Okay. We can kill the Colonnade with a Wasteland, so I don't need to worry about that killing the Duretti. We could just discard this to get a 1-1, but I think it'll be better in play. So let's play the Mox Emerald. And then play Seasoned Pyromancer to draw 2. Interesting. Okay. We'll play land and crack it. Just in case we draw something we want to play, but we don't. So let's Wasteland their Colonnade, make another 1-1 and pass turn. Karn's Lion of Urza. Okay, so Duretti can kill the constructs. They plus hit land and Ugin. Let's give them the land. I guess we might have wanted to give them the Ugin. Pretty close. All right, let's go. I think we wanted to start with bribery. So blue, green, blue, whatever. See what you got. Grave Titan, Glen. Okay, so they're playing just straight up Esper control. Their deck looks pretty good, but I think we're in a very good position here. We can take their Grave Titan, put a ton of stuff onto the board, make another dude. Let's hit their Karn, and then we'll pass and crack this Silent Clearing end of turn. We can almost Ultimate Duretti. Get 3 Goloses. Okay, so they have 6 lands. They're getting pretty close to the Ugin if they want to minus the Karn. They probably do need to minus the Karn here to have any chance. Yep, so they have Ugin in hand. Pressure's on. We need to kill them pretty quickly now. Niv Mizzet, solid draw. So let's play the Niv. Oh, wait, actually, we can't play the Niv. Oh, no, we can. So we go Island, Niv Mizzet for blue, red, green, black, white. Let's take Escape to the Wilds in addition to these other ones. Then we'll go plus to make a dude. Attack your Karn for 4 and attack you for the rest. We can't quite kill them this turn, but we should be able to kill them next turn. We also actually have a lot of burn in our hand. In fact, given the burn, do we want to just put them down to 3? Yeah, I think we should ignore the Karn, actually. Just go straight to the face. So now, even if they sweep our board, we're fine. If they upheaval, we can still kill them with Mox Diamond and Lightning Helix. I think we should be good to go here. And then we can bring in Geist of St. Traft for sure. That might be it. I guess Skyclave Shade is solid. Demonic Tutor. What are you searching for with 4 mana? I don't think there's anything that wins here. Ashiok, sure. They just want to get more information. Fair enough. They get to see the top 3 cards of our deck. They do see that we have Fractured Identity. That's kind of relevant. And then we win. Okay, so Esper Control should be a pretty good matchup. We are quite good at grinding ourselves. Bribery is not amazing. Hitting Grave Titan is good, but it's not game-ending. Grave Titan is really the only good hit, and they have stuff like Teferi, which they can use to take their thing back. So I think I like making this exchange. Hex Drinker seems not amazing because they do have Toxic Deluge as an answer, but it's not bad. We could bring in Skyclave Shade instead. Walking Ballista is pretty good for pressuring Planeswalkers. They do have a decent number of artifacts and enchantments. I kind of do want to bring in this Skyclave Shade. Hex Drinker I think is worth it still. Halan is just not that good of a card, but it's not too bad. Lightning Helix hits Monastery Mentor, and it can hit Planeswalkers, but it's not that good. Yeah, I think I'll cut the Helix, actually. I want to be a little bit more threat dense here. And we can run it like this. Our opponent is deep in thought of whether they want to play or draw. Oh, nice. Our opponent's a fan of the deck. Was it fifth? I think it was fifth, maybe fourth. Okay. Pretty land heavy hand, but I'm going to keep it. We have all our colors, which is important. We can fetch a Triome on turn 1 and then potentially cycle this Triome later. So we have plenty of red mana, green, white. We want to get blue, I think, here. Oh, wait, we can't. I don't think we can get blue, actually. This is our only blue Triome. So we could get a Jund land, but I think I'd rather get a white source here. Yeah, let's get Savai, because if we sacrifice this, then we'll still have access to white mana. Okay, I'm just going to play a second Triome. Especially given that we drew a Niv Mizzet. I'm not as worried about running out of gas as I am about not having the right colors. And then we'll just jam to ready. If they have miscalculation, that's totally fine. Good draw. Spell Pierce, fair enough. Now, if they have the Karn, we have Maelstrom Pulse ready. Not the best exchange, because they will get some value out of it first, but at least we're not falling behind on board by too much. Orzhov's Signet, and that's it. Okay, interesting. I think we just jam the Glen here. Yeah, let's be mana efficient. And then next turn we can play. There's a lot of options. We could, like, one option is to play Escape the Wilds and hope to hit a blue source to hold up Glen. We could also just jam Niv Mizzet. We also could play Maelstrom Pulse holding up Glen. That's the most conservative line, but it might be correct here. I think we can outgrind most things as long as they don't do anything as long as we just keep our interactive shield up. Do they have Teferi? Liliana. Okay, that's not too bad. I think it's probably worth it to Maelstrom Pulse this, though, because it is quite good against the Glen. So we'll just go Maelstrom Pulse, hold up Glen. I would love to draw a second blue source. Dice of St. Traff. Not exactly a second blue source. That's fine. Let's do this. And pass. Cycle miscalc. Fair enough. Do they have Grave Titan? That would be pretty bad. They do. Okay. So we can play Niv Mizzet, which is big. Yeah, I think we need to play this and try and trade with the Grave Titan. Ooh, that hurts. Only getting one thing there is quite bad. We do have the Halana Glen combo, but this is the key turn. If they can kill our Niv Mizzet and attack us with the Grave Titan, we're going to die. But if we get to trade here, or if they just don't have any attacks, and we get to untap and play Halana with Glen backup, I think it's going to be pretty much impossible for our opponent to win. So it all comes down to this turn. Do they have something like Teferi tucking Niv Mizzet? Hopefully not. Okay, they do make this attack, so let's go for this block. We can trade here, because Halana's going to level up our Glen. Time Walk, okay. Time Walk would be fine, but Time Walk... Okay, actually, Course of Portal is not that good. So this is not over. We're going to take 6. We have a great hand, though. We can play Alana, and then we'll have good blocks for a while. Dude, I mean, if they have, like, Ugin here or something, we'll die. Hopefully they just pass. And hopefully we can draw some lands. If I don't draw a land, I'm a little tempted to just jam Seasoned Pyromancer 2 to put some blockers on the board. Maelstrom Pulse, or Toxic Deluge for 1, sure. I think I like just playing Golos here. Good blocker that also lets us develop our mana more. And I think I'm just going to grab another Triome. Which have lots of options with the mana base. We could also just get Tundra. Actually, yeah, let's get Tundra. I don't want to be too constrained on blue sources. Pass turn. Uh-oh. What's this, Teferi? Treachery the Golos. That is quite bad. We have a few draws here that would be really good. Like if we hit that card destroys X artifacts and enchantments, we could blow up Treachery and both of their artifacts and make 6 1/1s. But we need to draw something this turn, of course. We're going down to 4, and they have plenty of power on the board. All right, fair enough. So we lose game 2, but this should be a really good matchup. I'm not too worried about it when we're on the play. Do we just run it back? I think so. Geist is maybe not amazing. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the Geist for the bribery again on the draw. I mean, on the play. Alternatively, we could bring in another land, but I think this is fine. So we're on the play, and we have a good hand, so we'll keep it. Really, the main thing I'm looking at with all these hands is just that we have all our colors, and this hand does. If we want to play Knight of Autumn on turn 3, it means we're not playing Mana Leak on turn 2. But that could be fine, because most of the things that they would play on turn 3, or on their second turn, that we would want a Mana Leak, we could just Knight of Autumn anyways. So we'll see what we draw, but probably just playing a land here. Or a tapped land. That is an interesting draw. Yeah, I think given that we drew that, I'm going to hold a Mana Leak. Okay, that is worth countering here, I think. Because they could just be getting a land. Like, sometimes you can just counter whatever spell they search for, but you just give them a lot more flexibility when you let it resolve. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. We could get Tundra, and then play Knight of Autumn as a 4/3. Or we could wait and try and use this to blow up an artifact or an enchantment, which I think is probably going to be better. One thing is, so we could have played Land Pass and cycle the Triome. Then we don't. Then we only have one red source, but I think that's fine. Yeah, let's do that. It's a little bit more passive, but I think we're very likely to see good targets for this Knight of Autumn. And so I'd much rather be able to destroy an artifact or enchantment than just play a knight that's slightly bigger. Like, if they just play Grim Monolith here, we're going to be so happy we saved the knight. Okay, that's fine. I guess if they go Time Walk into Karn, then we'll wish that we had some pressure down. But hopefully they just play Corrosive Portal. Nice. So we grab Tundra. I guess we could get red-white if we want second red, but we have the Glen in hand, so I think we want to have blue sources. So let's grab this, cycle this. Good draw. Okay, so let's play Knight of Autumn. I'm going to play Wasteland first to play around Daze. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Then let's Wasteland your Colonnade. And then next turn we can use Mox Diamond to play Glen with an activation available. So this is a key turn. They just pass. Wow. So now the question is, do we want to jam Glen still? They might have miscalculation, and I really don't want to use Mox Diamond and then not even resolve our thing. So I think I'm just going to play Walking Ballista this turn. Because having Knight plus Ballista does ensure us against a lot of the scariest things they could do, which would be primarily playing a Planeswalker. If they want to miscalculation this, that's fine. Sure. So this worked out well. And now we're just going to save this Mox Diamond for Seasoned Pyromancer, essentially. It's not going to be too good here. Ooh, that's a good draw. Okay, let's attack for 2. And then jam the Glen. Now we're in a great spot. We have some pressure on the board. Glen stops a lot of their scariest draws. Fractured Identity in case something slips through the cracks. We have all our colors, so we have a lot of live draws. Toxic Deluge. Okay, we'll counter this. Nice draw. Red and 6, bringing back Wasteland. And then we can start rebuying our Triome to cycle and draw more cards. We don't have that fast of a clock, but it's not that slow either. They're down to 11. We can kill them in 3 swings, counting Ren. Ashiok. Do we care about the Ashiok? Yeah, I think we do. It gains loyalty so quickly, and they could hit a key creature of ours. Ooh, interesting draw. Okay, let's bring back the Flooded Strand and just fetch a tapped land and use Kolaghan's Command to bring back the... well, I guess we'll wait and see what they play, but probably bringing back Ballista because we just want to pressure them. Kolaghan's Command, return Ballista, you discard a card. Discards Ugin, fair enough. Golos, good draw. Let's bring back Wasteland and just play it. And then we can jam a 3/3 Ballista. Orzhov Signet. I do not think that will do it, my friend. They're dead on board. I don't think there's anything they could have here. All right. Shoot you for 1. And shoot you for 1. Sweet. So an interesting match 1 against a pretty good Esper control deck from the opponent, but we are able to take it down. We are 1-0, and I will see you in round 2. All right, we have our round 2 opponent on the draw against Mog Flunkies. And good hand. We'll keep this. The mana's a little bit dicey. We're missing both blue and white, but we have a couple spells we can cast. We have some early spells. Wasteland can just win the game, especially against a mulligan. All right, probably just want to Wasteland immediately. Yeah, let's do that, especially having drawn the Wrenn and 6. And I don't really care about getting the Hexdrinker down, so I'm just going to play the tapped land next turn. Retrofitter Foundry. That's pretty slow. Rishadan Port. Okay, if they port us, then we can't play Wrenn and 6. That would be a little annoying. We can still play the Hexdrinker, though. I'm not too worried about this. Blade Splicer. Totally fine. So, a few options here. We could play Seasoned Pyromancer to make some blockers. We could play Wrenn and bring back Wasteland, but then we might lose our Wrenn after that. We could Pest Infestation to kill their Golem. I think I like just playing the Wrenn here. Yeah, let's play the Wrenn. If they have the kill spell, they have the kill spell, but like the most likely thing is they just attack with both. We trade Hexdrinker for the Blade Splicer, and then we get to untap with Wrenn. We could also just Wasteland this port right now. Yeah, that's probably better, actually. Rather than just playing Godless Shrine tapped. It puts us down 1 land, but I think that's worth it. So let's go red, green, Wrenn and 6. Rebuy the Wasteland, and put them back down on their mana. This also means they can't mess up our mana colors. Do they have the kill spell for the Hexdrinker? Sweet. Okay. So we can block here. Our Wrenn survives. If their whole plan is just to make a 1/1 with Retrofitter Foundry, and we kill their Golem, they still can't kill the Wrenn next turn either. Mana Crypt. Okay, that's a little scarier. 5 mana. Hardcast Mulldrifter. Okay. That's pretty good. Not a bad draw, though. Let's bring back the Wasteland. We can't save our Wrenn here because they have the Mulldrifter. We could play Seasoned Pyromancer and discard Leovold Bribery, since we are a long way away from casting either of those. Yeah, I think that's our best bet. Drawing more blue cards without having any blue mana. That's a little bit unfortunate. Eventually, we do need to kill this Retrofitter Foundry. I'm hoping to get to the point where we can spend 5 on the Pest Infestation. So if we don't draw a blue source next turn, we can just play a 2/2 Ballista. Alright, this Wrenn gave us some pretty good value. Rebought us Wasteland twice and soaked up some damage. Manivault, jeez. And Karn. Okay, that's probably game. They plus, which is definitely the right move. Give them Mana Leak. That's sort of crazy that they have Mana Vault and Mana Crypt. I think we are off to a very good start, but we're massively behind now. Golos, not really a very good draw. Let's go land, Pest Infestation this. And then, I mean, our plan is just to race here. Hit their life total. Just ignore the Karn. Because they go down to 13. They're going to go down to 12 from the Mana Vault, probably. They have to flip their Mana Crypt. We have some burn in our hand via the Walking Ballista. We also have Lightning Helix and Kolaghan's Command in our deck. They won the flip. That's really bad. But we're never going to win by outgrinding this Karn. So I don't think hitting the Karn for 4 is a viable play. They're down to 12. Okay, so this is sort of interesting. If we let them restart the game, if we want to let them restart the game as an out, we could just give them the Walking Ballista. Alternatively, we could give them a card that we don't need and just try to, like, win that way. Like, we could give them Omnath and then hit the Karn for 1 to stop them from restarting the game for a turn. Or give them Glen, I guess. Yeah, I'll give them Glen. If they restart the game with Glen and they use the Glen, we get the Glen. Okay, they have second Karn. Alright. We're going to lose this game, almost definitely. But it should be a very good matchup. They're pretty reliant on artifacts and enchantments, which is good for us. Okay, let's go Walking Ballista for 2. I'm going to attack them with everything. Alright, they go to 9. We'll kill their Muldrifter. And pass turn. We need them to lose these flips. They could have been at 6 if they'd lost the flip last turn. They won back-to-back flips. Okay, that might be the end for us. So, blue-white, mid-range. Do I want to just concede here? I think I will concede at this point. Well, I guess we could always draw Maelstrom Pulse, so maybe I'll hold off for a bit. Give them Omnath. Like, if we draw Maelstrom Pulse to kill both of their constructs, attack them for a lot of damage, we have a chance. So let's grab a blue fetchable land here. Maelstrom Pulse. Cultivate. Okay, I'm going to jam Golos. Yeah, I'll jam Golos. And now if they don't restart the game, there's a chance that we could draw land and then just go like land, spin Golos, and get in some points of damage that way. Do we want to attack them? I don't think so. Let's hold off for this turn. They won 3 in a row, so if they'd lost these 3 flips, they would just be at 0. But now they are going to win the game pretty handily. They could restart the game with Karn, and we actually would have a chance of winning through that. We also could kill this Karn with our Ballista, but I think the Ballista hitting them for like random points of damage is the way that we potentially win. Okay, so they're going to start with a Glen and an Omnath. How do we beat that? Not with this hand. This hand could do it. Let's keep and put back the Mox Emerald. Or, I mean, the Mox Diamond. I think his hand is very unlikely to win, but it theoretically could. Like, if we draw a pretty early... Oh, they even have Library. Wow. Okay, maybe this is actually not going to be possible. We take 6. Lightning Helix. I mean, that's how it starts. That is how it starts. So, let's go... we'll get this land into play this turn. Pass turn. Next turn, we can Helix to kill their Glen, and we get the Glen. Retrofitter Foundry, okay. Don't really care about that. I'm going to cast this. Now, if they want to Glen it, they can. I don't think they will, though. Interesting, they do. Okay. That's certainly good for us. Now we can kill their Omnath with a Helix plus Glen. Alright, sure. I would love to be able to use Glen on something other than just trading with this Omnath, but we're at 8. We're very close to death, so we kind of need to get this Omnath off the board. And then we have Mana Leak for their next play, potentially. Okay, we'll let the Thran Dynamo resolve. Emry, also fine, unfortunately. This could be bad, but we need to kill the Omnath. They get Mana Crypt and Powder Skull. Brutal. Okay. We're 1 land away from being able to kill the Emry with the Walking Ballista. So they're going to get 1 turn of free value. Let's go Stomping Ground tapped. Pass. I kind of want to cycle the Triome, but we're very likely to want to use Mana Leak this turn. And then next turn we go Plateau Ballista to kill their Emry. And then just hope they're really, really mana flooded. Even just the Retrofitter Foundry is probably going to be enough to win, though. But I'll say, we're fighting pretty well given that they restarted the game with Karn. If we find a Pest Infestation, we could be in okay shape. Yep, they make a 1/1. It's fine. If they have a terrible hand and we draw very well, we could win. But if it starts with finding Pest Infestation sooner rather than later. I guess any of our, like, any Kolaghan's Command type card would be, like, we have at least 3, I think 4 or 5 ways to kill Retrofitter Foundry. And then they might just have lands if we can get rid of that one artifact. Halana, okay, I guess we'll play this. Pretty bad, though. And I'm going to put Godless Shrine and play tapped. I still think there's a reasonable chance we're going to be cycling the Triome. And we don't have any 6-drops in the main deck. I think. Do we end up playing the Inferno Titan? No, we don't have it in the main. Okay, so they turned that into a 4/4. That's fine. Alright, we're going to 7. Then we got to draw Pest Infestation this turn. Pest Infestation blowing up both of these would actually be quite good, though. They wouldn't really have that much else going. And we would get 4 1/1s that all can chump block and gain us life. Okay. We got slightly punished for holding the Triome. Okay, well, there's the Pest Infestation. So here we go. Can we somehow pull this comeback off? If we draw one more land, we can blow up 3 artifacts. Hopefully they're just flooded. Oblivion Ring taking out our Seasoned Pyromancer. We're going to go to 1. Oh, we can even get back our... yeah, we can blow up that. So if we draw land, we blow up 4/4, Retrofitter Foundry, and Oblivion Ring. And maybe can win. Oh, I really wanted to see a land there. Wrenn 6 is just a brick. That doesn't do anything. So we'll blow up 2 artifacts and enchantments. We'll take this one and this one. We get 4 1/1s, which are really good chump blockers. They might, I mean, if they have a counterspell, we're dead. Keep in mind, this is all the post-Karn Ultimate game. So the fact that we have any possibility of winning is kind of ridiculous. Oh, no, they have a flyer. So they probably can just kill us with a flyer unless we draw something very good here. Good cards, but we need a way to kill off our own pest. So, yeah, I don't think that they're going to do anything weird and, like, sweep our board or something. Man, good play by the opponent to make a 1/1 flyer. I think we actually win this game if they don't have a flyer this turn. But they do have enough to deal us exactly enough damage. It's a bummer we, like... Yeah, just every single fetch hurt us there. Really, really close and sweet game. But we're down 1-0 to blue-white artifacts. Should be a phenomenal matchup. Hexdrinker seems pretty bad. All of the artifact and enchantment things are good. Bribery's probably good. Halana's not that good. Inferno Titan's not that good. Could bring in a land on the play. Maybe we do actually play this, and then we cut the Halana and bring in one more land. Yeah, I think that seems fine. I'll add one more basic island, and we'll run it like this. On the play, let's go. This hand is really close. If we could replace one of these lands with the green fetch, it becomes incredible, but cannot keep this. Oh, this land situation is just horrendous. I think I'm going to keep it over going to 5, but it's quite bad. Let's put back the Niv. Wrenn 6 is just so far away from being castable. We can crack the Silent Clearing if we need to. It's sort of a desperation move, but I don't think going down to 5 is a better plan. We're just hoping to draw, like, a green source in the next couple draws. And remember, we added a land. We're playing 18 lands plus 2 Moxen. Of course, we draw another blue spell. Do we want to just crack the Silent Clearing here? I actually think I will, as weird as that may look when we're light on lands. We just are not going to win. Like, we need to hit the right color lands as soon as possible. Okay. One more land gives us Wrenn 6. But if they just curve out pretty well with a Signet, then we're going to lose. Metalworker. Okay. So we draw a green source, we can kill that. Brutal. All right, pass back. I think this is where we lose the trophy. This deck is sweet, and this matchup should be good, but this is going to happen sometimes. We have 20 mana sources in our deck, and we had a 1-lander, and we mulliganed that, and then got a 2-lander. All right, what's your 5-drop? Do they have the Batterskull? Moldrifter. Okay, I mean, we can still win if we draw our green source, but the window is narrow. Maelstrom Pulse. I don't think we crack this here. Let's just go to discard. Very frustrating game, though. Hexdrinker's gone. Blaze Splicer, I'm still not going to concede. It's not inconceivable we could win this game if they flood. Like, they have a lot of mana sources, but we have to draw. I'm going to concede if I don't draw it this turn. Green source this turn. Knight of Autumn, blow up your Golem. We have a chance. Blue source, does that do it? No, we can't even cast a single spell. We can hold up Mana Leak. That's not enough. All right, really tough way to go out there and lose the trophy. I think this deck is sweet. I think if we play the same matchup 100 times, we win 70 at least. We're just so... I mean, we have multiple main deck ways to blow up all their artifacts and enchantments, but sometimes you're going to have mana problems, even in your 20 mana source deck. See you in the finals. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. Hopefully we can draw some lands here. We did draw some lands here. Let's keep... Do we want to hold up Mana Leak on turn 1? I'm actually inclined to not hold up Leak on turn 1 here. We could regret it if they just play Sol Ring, but we might not be able to use the Mox Diamond here. I don't really want to discard the Wasteland to the Mox Diamond, because Wasteland is so good in a lot of matchups. But Wasteland can't cast Niv Mizzet. Okay, they just pass. Interesting draw. I think we just want to hold up... do we just Wasteland them? Yeah, let's Wasteland them. So we can go land, Wasteland, and now I am going to hold up Mana Leak because we have Cultivate to replace the lands. So we hold up Mana Leak this turn. If they don't do anything, that's fine. We'll just keep the Mana Leak for later. We can Cultivate to set up the next few land drops for Niv Mizzet. Okay, play the Cultivate. Mana Tithe would hurt here. Nice. So put this into play, this into our hand. And pass, and the next turn we can just jam Bribery or Niv Mizzet, either one of which seems quite strong. We have quite the mana advantage here. Time Walk, alright, sure. Lingering Souls, alright. That is not going to do it, my friend. I think I'm going to play Niv Mizzet here first. The risk with Bribery is if they're playing blue-white, they have something like Teferi to bounce it back to their hand. So let's just jam. Two cards, that's pretty bad, but not terrible. We're still in a very good position. Maelstrom Pulse is also good against their Lingering Souls tokens. Ooh, do they have Mind Twist here for 3? That's pretty bad. We do still keep our Bribery. Swing for 6. And then do we want to cycle this land or basically play this land this turn or not? We're going to start with a Bribery for sure. Because say we end up with a Muldrifter or something that could inform our decision. This is pretty bad. I think we just take the Gonti, but that's a bit of a letdown. So they're playing Esper mid-range, very heavy black. We actually is blue just for Time Walk and Seagate Stormcaller. Okay, they're a really good Skull Clamp deck. That card is scary. But yeah, let's take the Gonti. Okay, we'll take their Hero Blade Hold. We could also take Duress, but I think Hero is better. We just have more threats. And given that we have essentially 6 mana of spells here, I will play the tapped land. And we'll pass. Oh, it's always nice to play against a fan. Okay, Swift Reconfiguration. So this becomes an artifact with Crew 5. Pretty good play here. That does take our Niv Mizzet out of the play for a while. Yeah, we might be losing at this point. We do have this Hero Blade hold still. And we have a lot of lands and therefore a lot of very live draws. But we'll see. I really like you, a really hot guy. I'm also curious if your name is accurate. Alright, we'll take one. It's fine. Hopefully they just flash back Lingering Souls and pass. Okay, sweet. Flooded Strand, not really what we were looking for. Let's attack for 2. I guess, actually, well, so, sort of an interesting choice. We could have played Hero Blade Hold and crewed the Niv Mizzet and swung for 6. They could just chump block that, but I guess that might have been better, because they also could have chump blocked this, but they chose not to. So, yeah, I think slight misplay on my part there. Unlikely to make a huge difference, but you never know. So we'll get the hero down, play our fetch land, and pass. The argument for saving the fetch land is Omnath, and the argument for cracking it now is thinning the deck, and we're just as likely to draw the land as we are to draw the Omnath, so I think it is worth it to fetch here. Not too worried about my life total, especially with the Helix in hand. Okay. So they become the Monarch. We'll sacrifice... It's sort of funny that both of our creatures are their creatures. We'll give them their Gonti back. And then end of turn, Helix, the Custodial Lich. And then if they want to maintain the Monarchy, we're going to have 3 attackers and they'll have 3 blockers, so they'll lose their entire board. If we draw a removal spell, we can take the Monarchy, which will be very good for us. I'm going to leave the Triomes in the deck because I want to be able to cycle if we hit them. We're pretty much good on all of our colors, so I'll just get the Godless Shrine. Omnath, alright? Sweet. I'm going to play this now in case we draw a removal spell. Wrenn 6 was maybe the best possible draw. That was incredible. We can cast it, kill one of the spirits, and become the Monarch. Now that we're going to be the Monarch either way, they might just leave their spirits back to kill our Wrenn or to become the Monarch themselves. But either way, we're in a very good position now. So you want to make sure to put the Battle Cry trigger on the stack first so that it resolves last and the tokens get plus power. I think they probably should have left back 1 so they could become the Monarch, but we're in a very good position, so I think it is unlikely to make a difference here. And Escape the Wilds was another great draw. We can rebuy Wasteland to kill the Silent Clearing if they don't leave enough mana back. Okay, so let's go... Let's just jam the Escape to start. Okay, so we'll play Mox Emerald. Wow, a lot of good hits here. We'll play the Triome. We can play a second land off of the off of this thing. So let's go Wrenn 6 to bring back Flooded Strand. We'll play this to get our 4 mana. Crack it to hit them for 4. Then we can jam our Halana. I guess we'll just play the Hex Drinker. Yeah, we'll play Hexdrinker this turn. Next turn we can play the Pest Infestation and make it huge. Let's go to combat. Oh, this is actually kind of sweet. We can go to combat, put the counters on the Hexdrinker, and then use that to crew the Copter, or crew this. And this is a lethal attack if they don't have anything. Not gonna lie, we top decked really, really well after the point. I mean, they mind twisted our hand. We had a Hero of Bladehold. Now is sort of it, but then we did draw quite well after that. Next turn we could play Pest Infestation to blow up their Signet and make like 15 1/1s or something ridiculous. Pretty good start. So we're playing against Esper again, but this is more of a black-white deck, splashing blue. They're also a bit more aggressive. I don't like Hexdrinker very much. They have a lot of tokens. Inferno Titan seems much better. Ren seems pretty good. The removal all seems good. Halana's not great, but it is a okay blocker. I guess First Strike Reach, maybe it's pretty good. I think we just want to run it back like this. Yep, we'll submit. The key to that game was really the early turns where we were able to develop our mana so well. Just going turn 2, Wasteland with Mana Leak back up. Turn 3, Cultivate. Setting up for the turn 4, Niv Mizzet. Alright. I think this ends a keep. We need to draw another land, but we have turn 2 Mana Leak and then hopefully turn 3 Cultivate. They have the Skull Clamp. We can kill that with Maelstrom Pulse, but it's still going to get them some value first. Another way to kill it. So if we get a Jund land with this, then we have all 5 colors, so that's pretty sweet. 2 lands, 5 colors. They have the Bloodghast. That's really bad. That's actually extremely bad. Very good with Skull Clamp, of course. We have to draw a land in the next 2 draws. Okay, we drew the land, so we can play Tundra, pass with Mana Leak up. They'll get to draw 2 cards, maybe even 4 cards. But then we can kill their Skull Clamp and hopefully regain the value over the course of a long game. Lingering Souls. Okay, we're going to let this resolve. That's not that good to kill. And then play Pest Infestation next turn. And then hopefully we can line up Maelstrom Pulse to kill all of their tokens. Okay, so Pest Infestation here. So we kill this and we get 2 1/1s. I think I might just trade one of them with the Bloodghast. It's not great value, but with this hand, we're going to win the long game. We just need to make sure we don't die. Yeah, they're regretting not getting some cards when they could. They don't even attack with the Bloodghast, okay. Alright, excellent draw. I mean, just any land would have been a good draw there. I think I'm just going to jam the Cultivate, though. If they counter it, they counter it. I just want to be able to continue developing. Okay, so let's get another green source for sure. Probably just green-blue. Yeah. So, green source into play tapped. We'll play island and pass turn. Guess we'll swing for 1. And then next turn we can play... I mean, we just have so many good 5-drops in our hand. We can just jam them all one at a time, and eventually it should be enough to win. Flashback the souls. So the other option would be to just kill all their souls and hold up Mana Leak this turn, which I think might be the move. Yeah, let's just do that. So black, green, blue, Maelstrom Pulse. And now we're just in a pretty much unlosable position. Next turn we have Niv Mizzet with Mana Leak back up if we want it. They get back their Bloodghast, but Without them having Skull Clamp, they don't really have any draw that can get them back into it when they're this far behind on cards. I guess they could Mind Twist us, but we have the Mana Leak ready. They could play Elspeth. Okay, Custodial Lich. I mean, yeah, we should definitely counter this. Interesting draw. Do we want to play Golos or Niv Mizzet here? I think I'm going to play Golos, actually, and just continue to develop our mana. We can grab a Triome here. Hit for 1. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands in play, so we can crack the Sunbaked Canyon and still have Golos mana next turn if we want to. Six mana Elspeth, alright. I mean, that's a good card, but we do have... I'm not going to crack the Sunbaked Canyon now, because we're not going to be using Golos. We're going to be playing Fractured Identity. I feel sort of bad for the opponent. Their deck is sweet. They're, like, grinding, but we just have, like, all the right answers all the time. I'm not going to play Seasoned Pyromancer here. This hand is way too good to discard. Swing. We would have definitely lost this game if we could not kill the Skull Clamp. They would be getting so much value. They would be drowning us in cards. We did have 2 answers, so it's not only the Pest Infestation. We also had the Pulse, but if we had to use the Pulse on the Skull Clamp, we might have died to the Souls. Hero of Bladehold, that's a good card, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Duress, they just see it's absolutely stacked hand where they can't take anything. This is looking pretty good for us. They're down to 0 cards. Okay, let's play the Omnath. Get that life gain going. Plus, I'm going to get the Godless Shrine and play tapped, and we can discard Savai Triumph end of turn. We're threatening to ultimate in 2 turns with Elspeth, which should be game. It's rare that Hero of Bladehold doesn't do anything, but we just have so many blockers that even making 2 dudes and swinging for 7 is not going to be enough. They can draw whatever they want, but I don't really think there's anything that gets them out of this. I'm happy they're still playing, though, because it means we get to keep on doing sweet things. Ooh. So they wanted to stack the triggers the other way. It doesn't matter here because we're going to be blocking the soldiers either way, but just as a note for when you're playing with Hero of Bladehold later, you want to stack the triggers the other way. So we'll go block, block, block. And cycle the Triome. Jeez. Oh my gosh, this is just madness. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's no losing line here. I'm going to jam the Inferno Titan. I wouldn't fault you if you have a preferred alternate path to victory. I guess it maybe would have been more fun to spin the Golos, especially because we could potentially hit fetch land for Omnath. Okay, we can put them down to 1. If we had 1 more land, we could kill them. But even though they played Vampiric Tutor last turn, I don't think there's a draw that is going to pull this one off. They get Time Walk. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, it was just definitely greedy to play the Walking Ballista for 2 there, but I'm not too concerned about this one. We have a number of draws that just win. Let's play Niv Mizzet. Oh yeah, this is what we like to see. Yeah, all these cards. We'll make some more 1/1s and then mercifully end it with Kolaghan's command to return Golos and deal you 2. All right, sweep. That is the league. Let's pull up the deck list and discuss. This was our sweet 5-color deck, and it was just a delight. I love these kinds of decks. They're probably my favorite kind of deck in Vintage Cube. I don't think they're the best deck. A streamlined blue-white control deck with a lot of counter magic is probably better than this against almost any matchup, but they're just so much fun. You have so many sweet gold cards, lots of cards that present you with options, a really complex mana base with fetch land decisions and sequencing decisions, and when you play your fetch land or when you play your tap land, when you hold it. Lots of good grindy games. I just love these decks. Golos was good. We actually never spun Golos. Yeah, I don't think we ever spun Golos, but he was good when we played him still. Niv Mizzet was good. Wasteland won us some games. Renin 6 won us some games. We never had any Hexdrinker games. I think Hexdrinker is still pretty good in this deck, but it is close. I mean, yeah, this is just a delight to play. That second round was close. Game 1, it was like a tight battle, but they did end up outgrinding us in the post-Karn game. Very close. If we had one more life, I think we actually could have stabilized, probably, despite the fact that they started with Hasty Omnath and Glenalundra in play. And then game 2 is just a non-game, which sucks, but it is what it is. Maybe we were supposed to mulligan that 2-land, 6-card hand because the 2 lands were both black-white. And decks with Renin 6 can mulligan somewhat well. If you have, like, Fetch Land, Mox Emerald, Ren, and then, like, 2 random spells, that's a phenomenal hand. It's way better than our 6. So it's possible we should have mulliganed looking for something like that. But at any rate, that one did not pay off for us, so we have to settle for the 2-1. But it was a pretty sweet 2-1 for sure. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.